Hi guys, I hope you're having a really great Saturday night. I thought I would come on and talk to you because this week has been really bizarre and I haven't been able to speak to people as I have been over the past few weeks. Also, today has been a really remarkable day. I managed to spend some great, much needed time with my daughter, and it brought up a lot of things that I haven't spoken about for a while. And one of the things it brought up was the need to remember that all is energy, all is vibration, all is frequency. Hi Maria. And in order to help my daughter today, who was not feeling great, I reminded her that if you don't like your life, if you don't like the way you feel physically or mentally or emotionally, then you need to remember the rule, all is mind. So if you don't like the picture of your life, then you need to change the programming of that. And for those of you that don't know, my life changed completely in 2007 when I became very aware of the fact that all is energy, all is vibration, and all is frequency. Nothing comes into being at all on planet Earth, in the universe we live in, without first being a thought. All thoughts create things. Now, there was a big kind of explosion in the 90s, Rhonda Byrne and the law of attraction, and everybody kind of like jumped onto that. People either believed in it or they didn't. But I don't think most people really understood it, I think people really didn't get it. And I really wanted to understand more about it, because if there was any truth in it, then it sounded quite good to me. So I really spent a lot of time investigating this and practicing this myself. And what my personal experience was life transforming. I rewired my thoughts, and my thoughts then rewired my feelings, and my feelings changed the actions that I took. And it is those actions that we take that literally create the life we have, the health we have, the happiness we have, the joy, the bliss, the wealth, the abundance, the freedom. So if we go back to the beginning and think, hold on, thoughts actually create things, but not just material things. They create our health. How does that work? And over the past few years, there have been some great experiments that have evidenced this scientifically. One of my favorite experiments was done in Italy not that long ago. In fact, about 2 years ago, I think, 2018, 2019. A thoracic surgeon, and for those that you don't know, thoracic surgery is probably one of the most painful surgeries you could ever have. They literally open you up at the side. It's not pleasant. And this thoracic surgeon divided his patients into two groups. And the only difference was in group one, after the operation, he would go to the bedside, he would speak to them as they were coming around, and he would ask them about their pain and take a needle with morphine, and they would see him inject it into the line that was going into their body. And their pain subsided. The other group, who also had a line going into their body, he never went to see them, and they were not told they had been given morphine in the line. And they were asked on a regular basis by the nurses what their pain was like. And all of them were at maximum on pain. Yet both groups had been given the same amount of morphine in the same way, in a tube, in their arm. The only difference was the surgeon had gone to half of them and spoken to them, and they visually saw him put the line in. The other half had not been informed. Thoughts, in this case, stopped pain in one group, and in another group, did not stop pain. That's massive. Now, medically, people have always known this as the placebo effect. But when I speak to people about the placebo effect, in some way, they're like, yeah, that's the placebo effect. I'm like, but do you really understand what that means? Really? We've been giving people sugar pills for years for depression. And because they believe they're taking a pill for depression, the depression goes. So does that mean they were not depressed? Or does it mean a sugar pill works for depression? Or does it mean something else? Does it mean that they changed their thoughts, believed in the cure, the pill, swallowed the pill, and it was the belief in the cure that changed the depression or changed the pain threshold? This is powerful information. Absolutely. Another study I love is a study that came from Harvard University, where they took a group of 70-something students, divided them into groups, and they were measuring the hunger hormone in the digestive tract. And they gave half of them this decadent milkshake on day one, and they gave them the label, and you could see, it was full of calories, full of fat, full of lots of bad things, it was going to taste great. And they took the blood before they drank the shake, and they took the blood after they drank the shake. And hunger hormone changes, so, you hear growling in your stomach, it's empty, and then we have a really heavy meal, all right, and that hunger hormone goes down. It's a physical, chemical change that happens in the human digestive tract. And that's what happened. They were given the ingredients, they could see, my goodness, it's got so many calories in it, it's got so much fat in it, and they drank it, and there you go, hunger hormone came down. They went back the next day, and they were given a skinny shake, literally nothing in this one, right? 0 calories, 0 anything. And they had the same blood test done before the shake and after the shake, okay? And there you go, hunger hormone didn't move, which, it's got no fat in it, it's got nothing, heavy in there, so why would the hunger hormone change? The outcome of this test was a success, and it proved categorically, all right, that thoughts can change the chemistry of your body, because both shakes on both days were identical. The only difference was on day one, the students that attended the study were told it was packed with fat, and on day two, they were told it had no fat in it. And in fact, both days, the shake was identical. Both days, it was packed with fat. So those thoughts they had on day two, their belief system that what they were consuming had no fat in it whatsoever, stopped the hunger hormone from moving. That's chemistry. And I think that's really important. It's really, really important that we take these studies on board, that we become aware of them, because it opens the door to possibility, really. And it works the other way as well. It's called the nocebo effect. So if you've got diabetes and you're told there is no cure to it, and that is your belief, that also transmits to your cells. And that's powerful. So we know that thoughts have a direct impact upon how our cells react. We know that. So the programming inside of our thoughts creates a feeling. And that feeling creates an action. And that action literally creates the outcome. And it doesn't really matter, you know, if it's a health outcome or if it is a happiness outcome. Yeah, I believed that up to 2007, I really believed that I was not good in relationships at all. I mean, I had this belief. If people asked me, I'd say, no, I'm single. I just don't do relationships. I'm not good at them. This was a very deep belief that I had. And it showed up in every relationship I attempted to have. And when I learned this information and I started practicing it as part of my daily practice and decided to write down the things that I truly wanted in my life that I did not have at that time, one of them was a life partner, you know, and even though I had this strong belief that I'm really not good at it, I started to have possibility that thoughts create things. And so started working on it and started imagining this in my life. And within a very short period of time, about 3 months, I met somebody through extraordinary circumstances, not straightforward. And we have been together ever since. My relationships before then were very short-lived. Right? So I created, by changing how I thought about something, I created a whole different outcome. The same with regards to my body, my health, the way I live. I have applied this knowledge, this practice, into every area of my life, from eradicating diabetes to optimizing my gene expression, my mind clarity, the relationships I have, the energy I feel, the businesses I have, the fact that I like being the person I am. And I spent a huge amount of my childhood and youth really not liking me at all, any aspect of me. And so working on thoughts and converting the feelings you have, because you've changed your thoughts, the feelings change. And when the feelings change, your actions change. And what shows up in your life is a very different picture, indeed. And it's powerful. You know, it was Einstein and Tesla, both of them said, when you think of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. And it is energy, vibration, and frequency that changes everything from thought to reality, from thought to how your cells are vibrating, what energy is in them, or not, as the case may be. Okay? It's exciting. You know, it's exciting to know the possibility that your mind has. I mean, we can strategically plan to, within a minute, placing a human being on the moon. And we can measure that. But to date, 2021, we have no machine that can measure mind potential, because it is limitless. Limitless. So if you're trapped in depression, or you're trapped in a body that you don't recognize anymore because it's not working as you want it to work, or it doesn't look how you want it to look. If you're chronically fatigued all the time, you know, if you're just not experiencing happiness and joy in your life, if you feel very trapped, isolated, and alone, then you can change those things by changing how you think about them. That's step one. That will have a direct effect on how you feel about them. That's step two. And step three is action. And the action you take will change the outcome. And it takes practice. You know, anything worth having takes practice. But it is worth doing. You know, under natural law, it's called a law of mentalism. And it is one of my favorite laws ever. You know, because the world literally is your oyster when you know how to work this law. Like the law of gravity, you know, if you jump off a roof, you're going to hit the ground. You can't change that. It is what it is. And natural laws come in two categories. Immutable, we can't change them. And mutable, you know, so we can bend them. And bending laws to optimize our life experience, to optimize the way we feel, the way we look, the relationships we have with people, the conversations, the joy we share. That is something quite magical. And that is something very doable, and you all have the ability to do it, because if you can think, then you can feel. And if you can feel, the actions will follow, and those actions will create your outcomes. My son is 27, he has autism, and he is the most magical, hi Chantal, the most magical manifester ever, you know, because he doesn't know that he can't have certain things. So he will state he wants them, believe he can have them, know they're on their way, and they arrive. And I've watched this, you know, process that he has gone through for 27 years, and it's infallible. It works all the time. You know, I've been known to say to people, you know, you can't get sick unless you think you can. And I think that is really important. Sickness, again, like everything, we have to think it's possible in order for it to be. And so if it's in place now, we have to rewire those thoughts, those sick thoughts, have to clear those blocks to your wellness. If you're overweight and struggling to lose that weight, there is a block there. We've got to move that block to you having the perfect weight for you. If you're unhappy, there is a reason for that. We've got to remove that thought, change it, so happiness can come into your life. These things are all possible. I know, because I have walked them myself. And whether it affects your body, your mind, your joy, your career, your relationships with people, it doesn't matter. Whether it's about your cells or your energy levels or your organs, doesn't matter. Thoughts create things, and that includes health, and it includes happiness, and it includes the chemistry inside your body. You can lift depression, you can lift anxiety, but you've got to change your thoughts about it first. All right? We don't block it, we unblock it by changing the program. And, you know, very much like they designed computers, in fact. If, you know, we can't play a game that we want to play on a computer because we need a different program, we put that program in, we upload that program, and the outcome is what we want. The same with the mind. Change the program, change the outcome. But you have to know it's possible. And I don't think there is enough conversation out there. I mean, this is now known in the field of science, and the field of medicine, you know, more than enough studies backing this up for centuries. Yet, it's not on national television. You don't pick up the newspaper and read it on the front sheet. You know, this is how you treat and get rid of diabetes. This is how you get rid of depression. There are people all over the world unaware that this can be done. And that bothers me. I mean, I practice this every day. Every day I create my life, my health, my wealth, my happiness, my joy. I live my purpose. Because I've been practicing this since 2007. And I learn more about me every day. And I experience cause and effect of what I'm explaining to you now every day. And so, yeah, that's my truth for this Saturday night. Thoughts create things. So if you want to change anything, change your thoughts on it. And it is a practice, all right? Practice makes perfect. Nobody jumps on a bike and rides it straight off without falling off many times. Nobody learns anything without practice. And if you want to be really good at something, then you need to practice it a lot. And it starts with clearing the blocks, okay? Reprogramming what you're thinking about, and that will change your feelings. That will activate different actions, and the actions you take will bring you a different situation, a different cellular being, a different lifestyle, a different energy field, a different experience. Because you changed the programming, you changed the external picture. All right? It's very, very, very important that you're all aware. It's a fact. Thoughts create things, and they can even change your DNA. All right? They can change how your genes express themselves. People have asked me, because I measure frequency, what is the highest frequency? And many people think I'm going to say love and things like that. No, highest frequency, would you believe, that we can measure is forgiveness. Forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others. The next frequency, just slightly under forgiveness, is gratitude. And when you have a lot to be grateful for, that frequency, that vibration that you're working on creates an energy. And that energy is healing, and it optimizes every cell in your body. It's like they're all singing, all aligned beautifully. And you know how good being happy makes you feel. You know? And so we've got to work with the knowledge. Everything in the universe comes down to energy, vibration, and frequency. And if your life is not how you want it to be, if your body is not how you want it to be, if your mind is not how you want it to be, if your relationships with people are not how you want them to be, then you need to change your thoughts. You need to change the energy surrounding those thoughts. You need to change the vibration and the frequency, and that changes it. It's powerful, powerful stuff. I used to think and say to everybody, I can't do it, I have no time. I have no time. I have no time. And you know what? Every day, no time turned up. It was like my days just got shorter and shorter, and my to-do list got bigger and bigger. And I became very aware of this very quickly, and I was like, stop. I have an abundance of time. I do. I love that I have an abundance of time. And there is more than enough time to do everything I need to do today in it. And all of a sudden, my days just seemed to expand. It was incredible. And my list carried over to tomorrow got shorter and shorter and shorter. And that's how my thoughts, my reprogramming of a very strong belief system that I have no time, changed my working day. And that's just one of hundreds of stories, you know, that I have, that I can share with you all. So one of the things about the detox week this week was, you know, again, everything happens for a reason. Our website crashed, and it was going to take too long and too much stress, potential stress on everybody to get it up and running and ready to be activated for Monday. So looking at all of the facts in front of me, I extended it a week. All right, so we're not going to run Detox Week for Monday. We're not going to be stressing about anything. We're going to move it forward a week, and we're going to start it on the 1st of February instead. And first up on Detox Week is a mindset detox. And the reason it is the first thing is because the first thing with everything is what and how you think. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel creates the actions you take, and the actions you take will depict the life, the health, the happiness, the joy, the bliss, the wealth you experience in your life. So mindset detox, number one on 3 steps for a detox week. So we've got 2 days of mindset detox, 2 days of cellular detox, and then we have 2 days of liver and kidney stone detox. And then I will walk people through what happens next after that. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that because it was great today. Really good. It was a really, really good day. So sharing a bit of that happiness and joy and truth with you. So the truth is, all is mind and thoughts do create things, and they are capable of changing your DNA, your cells, the way you look, the way you feel, and your life experiences, your happiness. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope to see you all soon. And if you can, please catch Wow TV tomorrow on F Living channel at about 8 p.m. GMT +1 hour. In the meantime, ciao, ciao, guys.